I was
if you fancy a visit of it, it's
wavering.
something I wrote in 2008.
Highbury Library, 3 minutes to
I gave it to
go.
the club in the hope that they might show some interest in it. And
I was Johnny Spencer in Vienna.
it's very specifically 2008. And I've got
I was
another
at
idea.
White Hart Lane,
which I'm going to be
Victoria
doing
and Great Flow.
as soon as I can, which is to have
I was
as many
Soxy, Hully,
players'
Husey,
names.
Viali, and of course, Gianfranco too. Me, I'm a blue boy, always a blue boy, 'cause I'm completely Chelsea blue. Chelsea blue, Chelsea blue. I'm Chelsea.
4 years ago, he nicked it from
You
me.
could do the Billy Joel We Didn't Start the Fire, because that has lots of names in it.
Yeah, I
doesn't
could
it?
do We Didn't Start the Fire.
That's
Yeah,
what
all
I
right.
was just trying to
I'll do
think
that
about,
one instead then. All right, thanks for that. Thanks for that piece of advice. God, I would have wasted my time otherwise. Thank you. Good. Anyway, so part 5. I'm trying to look at what Twitter's offered. No, I've disappeared.
won't know the
Anything on
Stafford.
Twitter? Anything on Twitter?
Stafford Chidges, whoever that is.
No, not during that break.
Not during that break. Oh, okay. Anything on Mixler? We haven't got. I can't.
It's been
get
quite
on.
good though. I only read it out just before the break, didn't I? So.
That's what you did. You did. Oh yeah, more. Yeah.
Yaron tweeted in. The majority of Brana's goals are so important. Napoli, City, the Europa League final. The majority of. Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
And he also scored.
So good, he said it twice.
A couple of. When he came with a couple of absolutely fantastic goals at Liverpool
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he first came on.
Did you
the
see
scene,
the
didn't
stat
he?
on the weekend that he's got as many non-penalty goals as Gerrard in the last 5 seasons?
Yes.
Oh wow,
That's a great stat.
that is a great.
Great
Yeah.
stat. No, I mean, but the Liverpool game was such a shock because he wasn't an established player at all.
No.
In fact, I remember thinking that Mancien should have been playing ahead of him, which kind of shows you all I know.
But he had that
But you
period-
know, I mean, he'd barely played since he signed.
That's right. He
And,
hadn't played at all, and there was a rumour at the time he was going to be sold because he hadn't played.
Yeah.
And
came
then
in
suddenly he appeared. And I remember I tried to get him called the Lion of Anfield for a period because I was just so impressed. And
Yeah, it was
I was
quality.
behind the goal at that game at the time. It was just a completely phenomenal performance. And they were so unexpected that he would score these 2 goals.
Yeah, it was quality. Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant.
The third goal was beautiful.
I mean, I think, I think Yaron's right, and it's something I was saying on Saturday. You know, he's been such a great stalwart for Chelsea these last kind of however many years it is, 5 or 6.
Well, in fact, that's the reason that the whole thing, as I said, was
Yeah.
called Buttocks to the Rescue, because he has the same buttocks as Kenny Swain, if anybody remembers Kenny Swain. And we also look at Kenny Swain, he used to go, oh, look at that, what's strange, what's he got in those shorts? And Brana has the very same buttocky formation as him. That's why I call Buttocks to the Rescue. And he's called Buttocks on a site called the Bovril Entrance, which I'm a member of. And there's a picture of Brana. It's a picture of Brana's back and a picture of his buttocks. What a surprise. There we are. And also a picture of the linesman's buttocks, which don't compare in the slightest. Look at the shape of them.
And his calves.
That man and
Can I
his
just say,
calves
I've never
as
looked
well.
at Brana and wondered what he's got in his shorts.
No, I'm not looking at the front of his shorts. I'm looking at the back of his. You did say that, Andy. You were hinting at that.
Big nail,
I
big
think
nail.
you know, we were talking about chants about being the only team in London to win the European Cup. There's no way we'd be singing that without Ivanovic.
No, absolutely.
You know, he's been.
And did you notice the interview they had with him on Match of the Day?
That goal against Napoli.
He was unbelievably formal. And it's the first interview I've seen, and he was absolutely fluent, as you'd expect from somebody who lived in the country for so long. But there was slightly like sort of, I'm speaking for the first time.
It's uncomfortable.
It was
Essential,
unbelievably,
yeah.
but actually sort of charming at the same time with it.
Very affable.
It was lovely. It was
He's
absolutely lovely.
definitely one of my favourite players.
Anyway, it's just that this is Stuart James mentioning it. Jose Mourinho paused to contemplate how he would describe Branislav Ivanovic in one word before settling on 6 to do justice to the player whom he believes will go down as one of Chelsea's best signings. A competitive animal, a big heart, the Chelsea manager said. Ivanovic is a warrior, as hard as nails and a bit of a throwback. In the Capital One Cup semi-final second leg against Liverpool, the Serb played on with what John Terry described as a hole in his foot and a boot full of blood. And as I said, my mate, the fitness instructor's mother, he was in the hospital and they were having his foot and she said there was this gash, and yet he played in the Man City game with this big injury. So 4 minutes into extra time, Ivanovic headed in the winner, and wondered what all the fuss was about when Mourinho suggested his boot should be displayed in Chelsea's academy to serve as an example to the club's younger players. I think that's fantastic. He's not the sort of footballer who courts the limelight. There are no prizes for guessing who looked most uncomfortable in front of the camera. Social media clearly is not the 30-year-old's thing. When Oscar tweeted a picture of the Chelsea squad posing in the dressing room after winning at Villa Park. Ivanovic had more reason to smile than anyone after his glorious left-foot shot, executed at waist height and drilled into the top corner, gave Mourinho his first victory at Aston Villa at the 6th attempt, and much more significantly opened up a 7-point lead at the top of the paper. Every striker in the world will be proud to score that magnificent goal, Mourinho said. Imagine a right back and a right back whose best foot is not the left one. It's an amazing goal, especially when he scored that goal and it's the winning goal. So I'm very happy because he is a great guy. What he's doing for us is unbelievable. The injury he had against Liverpool and played the rest of the game, played against Man City, he played again today. Fantastic character. In a team full of big names and blessed with some wonderful attacking players, Ivanovic is perhaps seldom lauded as he ought to be. You know how the media are and the way football fans are, but I think what matters more is that we as a club feel for him and what we feel for people like John and Gary Cahill and these kind of guys. Without them, you can't do nothing, Mourinho said, which has let me down because he's used a double negative. But, you know, what do you say? It's Jose. But a team is exactly this. A team is an artist like Eden Hazard, is a defender like Branislav. The mix and combination of talent makes a team. I think that's completely fantastic.
Right,
yeah. Ivanovic joined Chelsea in January 2008 for 9 million from Lokomotiv Moscow. Asked whether defender who made his 300th appearance for Chelsea in the 1-1 draw against City the previous weekend will go down as one of the club's best pieces of business in the transfer market, Mourinho replied, "I think so. He came just after I left in 2007, and after that he made a fantastic contribution for this club." Ivanovic's 5th goal in 6 starts against Villa provided the defining moment on a day when Chelsea were well short of their best. And he's going on about that fact they were so. But I wanted to ask, in fact, it's interesting they mentioned Charles Gill, who looked a really good signing for Villa from Fiorentina. So you wonder how many other players Fiorentina have got that they can that they've got at the moment. Because perhaps they'll make Salah into a decent player. You never know. Which he was, of course, for Basel. And I think he was. We talked about it before. He was intimidated by the atmosphere.
Again, that's that mentality argument
again. Anyway, what I want to ask you, I think I mentioned it before. What other players do you reckon in the past have been unsung, the way that Jose mentions?
No.
What do you reckon?
Andy and I were chatting.
Oh yeah.
Andy came up with.
Paulo Ferreira.
Yeah.
And Ricky Carvalho.
Yeah. Cavalli is what we mentioned before.
Yeah.
I think Cavalli was completely superb.
Oh, it's incredible. I just debate whether he was unsung.
No, he seems to have disappeared a bit. He's not mentioned.
No, true. I mean,
it was a solid, but then when you're up against when JT's your other partner, JT's always going to get the plaudits.
Yeah, I think as I said, I think Cahill deserves a little bit more respect, but Carvalho's in a different league.
Yeah, I mean, Cahill's very fun of going. He's a great player, but Carvalho's
in a next level
up.
league.
Yeah.
His blocking ability and his distribution was
his awareness
phenomenal, and his also his ability to foul in the penalty area was without peer.
And
it was in the opposition penalty area, obviously not in our penalty area.
Bear hug Barcelona goalkeepers as well. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so pulled people out of walls in the last second.
He was so crucial for Mourinho's first side. He was an unbelievable.
20 million quid well spent. Did we get 12 million back from him when we sold him to Real Madrid or something?
Literally never played well again.
Yeah. And now he's in Monaco, I think, last I heard.
Yes, that's right. He was probably earning a fortune. Well, good luck to him.
I mean, Paulo Ferreira definitely. He sort of became a kind of cult hero by the end, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a genuinely nice bloke.
Absolutely professional. Didn't moan, didn't complain.
Right back, left back, centre half.
Came on, did the job.
Again, talking about the Munich run, one of the most underrated things about the whole campaign was Di Matteo throwing him in completely as a surprise for Benfica away, which was probably our best performance over that that run. And he played fantasticely.
When he came in, it was faultless. When he came in, he did the job. No fuss.
Yeah, exactly.
Never rusty.
And I think we've been. I've said it on the show before. I think that's kind of if we've been lacking any anything this season, it's that players that will come in and play 10, 15 games a season and do it perfectly. Paulo Ferreira was the ultimate example of that. I'd argue Jeremy might have been another one. You know, wouldn't say he was the best player to ever play for Chelsea, but never let us down.
Do a job.
Yeah.
I like Jeremy.
And you know,
Gaffer, you got any view?
No, I was trying to rack my brains to think. I think Paulo Ferreira, I'd agree with that one. From memory.
I think.
I mean, Joe Cole, to an extent, sort of left under a bit of a cloud, didn't he? Considering that he was so wonderful when he first started. I find it rather unfortunate watching him play for Villa yesterday and
he was poor.
The shadow, because he's
but
he injured his knee, and
it's
that was the problem. He was never the same again.
That was it. Play like that, you lose that kind of that ability to twist and turn, your confidence. You say that pretty much curtailed his career.
Yes. It was a cruciate. The second one was a cruciate.
Southend, the cup away, Scolari.
I remember him scoring a completely wonderful goal. The 2 goals against Spurs in the was it the 4-4 draw? Was it 4 at White Hart Lane? Was it that? Was it?
Yes, when he
Oh, he played like Zidane that day.
He did.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Performance. Yeah.
Second goal when we won the league to Man United, when he absolutely megged Ferdinand off. And then,
Yeah.
3-0.
I mean, Joe Cole, bless him, I think he declined even by the end of his Chelsea career.
Well, there was that terrible thing with Ancelotti where he was constantly he was substitute all the time, and he said he wanted to get away, and he did make that terrible error by going to Liverpool and saying this is the best club I've ever played for.
He had 2 or 3.
That was scripted.
That was scripted.
That was the whole.
Joe Cole had 3 or 4 really bad games under Ancelotti. He never recovered. And also, I'm a great believer that after Mourinho left, Joe Cole lost that discipline that Mourinho gave him.
Yeah.
Because under Mourinho, eventually he got into Mourinho's ethos and was so disciplined and was one of the almost undroppables. Mourinho left, too many tricks, and he's a great player, but he just lost that discipline.
He made 183 appearances. How long have I got left, by the way, guys? 7 minutes. 7 minutes. He was only 20. He was 28 when he left the club.
Yeah.
Never the same after his knee injury.
You can tell where his career is curtailed.
And of course, 2006 World Cup star, great volley versus Sweden.
That was there at my dad's funeral. And weird, like someone texted me saying, "Thinking of you. I'm sure Joe Cole will score for your dad today," and he did. So,
really?
Yeah, literally. It was my dad's funeral, and I got a text saying, "Joe Cole score for your dad," and he got that amazing volley.
Anyway, he's
personal
to digress completely, move off the subject of Joe Cole, who actually I thought was a shame yesterday watching him be a complete shadow of his former self, and he was subbed, which I found equally embarrassing and a real shame. I've got a bit of worry about Dennis Wise's hair because look, this is Dennis as he is now, with this very strange sort of.
He was like off the buses.
It looks like Blakey.
Yeah, Blakey.
No, I did a terrible impression there. I do apologise.
Too hot.
And I sound like that's actually rather embarrassing what I just did there. Never mind. I think he got his inspiration from this, because there is a rumour that is in fact a syrup, a wig, and here it is. There's the inspiration for it. So the inflatable toupee.
Is it syrup?
No, it's not syrup. It's a terrible decision.
It's a poor decision.
Oh God! There's a picture of me, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing. This is on this week, by the way. Just I'm in this. I'm not playing Mr. Bean, obviously. It's slightly come up. Oh, it's the hair. It's a similar haircut to Mr. Bean. Absolutely right. Yeah. Thank you for making that connection in the gallery.
And the Lego Man as well.
Yeah, the Lego Man.
But I'm in that this week, Mr. Bean. It's on CITV, as you can see. And I'm not playing Mr. Bean, obviously, because that's Rowan Atkinson. I'm playing a lot of the other characters. So a completely inappropriate plug for me, as I've done earlier on with my song. So I'm at jonathankydd.com. Yeah, could you mention whatever anything you want to mention, guys, that plugs yourself? I'm happy. Gaffer, anything you want to say about yourself?
Plug my company.
No.
Yeah. Dan, plug your company if you like.
When you offer space, give me a call.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
dailymail.co.uk/sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do this. Yeah, Andy, anything?
Richmond Park Golf Course, come and see me.
Fantastic. Yeah. Cooking.
I am this week actually. Yes.
Oh, good. Good for you.
Kitchen this week.
Good. That's nice to know. I was going to talk about Kurt Zouma. How long have we got now?
Are we still
4 minutes to fit this whole thing in.
Are we still talking about unsung players?
But Oh dear, there's an idea from the gallery. I'm not sure that I need it. I'm going to look here first of all. I've got an enormous amount here.
That could be a challenge for next week. A team of unsung Chelsea players.
Yes, we're not doing the Chelsea Chatter stats because I wasn't given them.
What about Jesper Gromkiel?
Are we in the last part yet? Is this the last part?
No.
Oh no, that's one to go. I've got this wrong. I do apologise. I hadn't quite realised where we were. So we could talk about Kurt Zouma. There's a fabulous article by Joe Tweeds in Plains of Almere. Joe Tweeds a really fantastic.
No less a man.
No less a man as the great Chidge, who do you think? I think he's probably his meeting of the nudists has finished by now. Was it? Were you wearing a wetsuit? Not supposed to, but probably were, because he was plunging into the sea tonight, Chidge, in Bognor by the dunes. Anything from Twitter? But anyway, yes, I would suggest you, Plains of Almere is a fantastic website. You should have a look at it. Some really good stuff. And it's really quite tactically interesting, a kind of area that I try to appreciate and fail miserably to do so, which is looking at matches and thinking, oh, they're playing one up. They've gone, oh, the block at the moment. I know the expression block, you see. They're 2 lots of 4, or what's happening? No, they've changed it, 4-4-1 now. That's the kind of thing I appreciate, whereas...
Joe's an absolute master.
Absolute genius.
Great writer. Great writer.
Yeah,
he understands the game so well.
Great writer.
Yeah. He's talked about here the explosion of data available at your fingertips. Many people can produce a statistical evaluation of a player within a few minutes, he puts in his article, which is great. Making a broad statement regarding a central defender is immeasurably more difficult. Using the number of tackles or interceptions made offers absolutely no insight into the quality of a player.
Well, you can tweet stats to how you want. You've got to look at a performance.
Well, it seems like he's won 100% of ground duels, Zouma 80% of his aerial duels, and as you say, I think he's been rested for the Everton game.
Yeah, just on Zouma. I mean, JT, we're hoping he's got 3 years left. Two max.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Seth. Sorry, but I found the whole process with the fat Spanish waiter absolutely appalling, saying that he was injured all the time. They just didn't get on, and he wasn't picked for that reason. He got nothing to do with injury whatsoever, and he'd written him off completely. And he actually attempted to, I think, to get him to oust him from the club.
Awful.
Absolutely appalling.
I was just going to add, if we're talking 60 to 70 games left, if Zouma can sit alongside JT for 35 of them, hopefully even more of them, it will learn so much more as well.
Well, Joe just discusses about the fact that he's learning so quickly.
You've seen him interviewed. He's got that absolute willingness to learn.
It's what he says. In fact, he mentions as well, he improves by playing, and most importantly, playing next to Terry.
Yeah, clearly.
And his positional sense is unrecognisable from pre-season outings when compared to the performance against Manchester City. And also, he's got a great turn of speed. My goodness.
Sterling tackle. When Sterling went through.
Absolutely.
I
thought that was the end of that.
The way he kind of went round him, took it off, and Sterling was like, well, where's that come from?
We did a thing in the week where we put pictures of Terry pointing things out to Zouma, and then pictures of 15 years ago, and you can see Desai doing the same to Terry. It's really interesting how it all kind of carries on.
Terry had an amazing teacher with Desai.
Yeah, fantastic.
And
fantastic.
That's a huge.
And you can. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to watch the two of them actually. Because I mean, Zouma had an absolute shocker against Bradford. I thought next to Cahill, who frankly should have.
That was very inexperienced back four.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah. So it's just showing how marked the difference is when he's playing next to Terry and Terry's pretty much telling him what to do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Talking about leaders, and that's why Cahill, as good as he is, will not be Chelsea captain because he's not a leader.
No, exactly.
And we've got about 10 seconds to go, so I'll have to wind you up now, Charlie. Sorry about that.
Terry's always very vocal about Desai and Leboeuf and the people that taught him.
Yeah.
See the same
I'm not sure Leboeuf would have taught him.
Jess Hogue as well, I don't think.
Acting.
But anyway, that's it. So see you in the next part.